Hey Algebros, we went from looking at pictures and trying to figure out the pattern to a sort of mix of pictures and numbers and words, and now we're going to look at just numbers. And when we look at just numbers, it's a little bit of a challenge, or a little bit more of a challenge, I would say, to find that pattern. But this is one of my favorite things to do. I like being an investigator and looking for those hidden patterns, especially when they seem like a little difficult. So the first thing that I always do is I take a look at my first number and I see how big I get, how quickly. So I start with 6, and by the fourth term I'm already at 55. That's a pretty big jump. So that tells me right away that I'm probably going to be needing some sort of multiplication operation. So I see what I can multiply 6 by to get close to 13. Well, if I multiply 6 by 2, I'm at 12, which is pretty close to 13. So if I take 6 times 2, and I add 1, I get 13. So now what you need to do is see if that pattern works for the rest of your values. So see if you can take 13 times 2 and add 1. So 13 times 2 would be 26 plus 1, which would be 27, which is your next number. Let's see if it works one more time. So take 27 times 2 and add 1. 27 times 2 would be 54, plus 1 would be 55, which is your next number. So that more than likely is our pattern. So our pattern would be to multiply by 2, add 1. So if we find the next number in the sequence, we're going to take 55 times 2 and add 1. And 55 times 2 would be 110 plus 1, which would be 111. And that would be our next number, and that's good enough for your reasoning. Let's jump down to number 3, and you guys can do the even problems for your assignment today. So number 3, I go from 1 to 10, which isn't a very big jump in 4 numbers. So I'm probably not going to be multiplying by anything, so I'm not going to look at multiplication right now. I'm going to just see what I can add. So from 1 to 4, I'm going to add 3. If I add 3 to 4, I do get to 7, so that's a good sign. And if I add 3 to 7, I get to 10, so that's an even better sign. So my pattern would be add 3, and the next value in the pattern would be 10 plus 3, which would be 13. All right, let's take a look at one more. Let's take a look at number 5. I go from 3, 8, 18, 38. A fairly big jump. Let's see what we can do. So if I go from 3 to 8, I could add 5. But 8 to 18, you can't add 5. So maybe 3 times 2 and add 2, that would be 6 plus 2, which would be 8. And then if I take 8 times 2, 8, 16 plus 2, that's 18. Oh, so I might be on the right track. So let's see. Let's try 18. I don't know why this program does this. It really annoys me. All right, so 18 times 2, 8, 16, carry your 1, 2 plus 1 would be 36, plus 2 would be 38. I think we have found our pattern. So our pattern would be multiply by 2, add 2. So to find our next term in the sequence, we're going to take 38 times 2, 8, 16, 36 plus 1 would be 7, plus 2 would be 78. All right, so for your assignment, you're going to find the pattern and find the next number in each sequence for the even numbers. So happy mathing and happy pattern recognition. And I always love being an investigator or a detective when you're finding the pattern of numbers. I think that's fun. So I hope you have fun with it as well.